Welcome back to the Dakota Dome in the South Dakota Dynasty. Today we open Season 2 at home in the Dome against UTEP. This is a year where we want to see some improvement after going 1-11 last year and losing the last 11 games of the season. We're going to get into this and see what improvement this team has made. It'll be Kenny Matson, the punter. He will set us up, and we are underway in Season 2. Fields will take it from the goal line, go straight up the middle. He is met and brought down by Trayshawn Toney. UTEP has a new coach, and we'll see how their offense is able to do. It's a lot of similar faces back. Two guys to keep an eye on now in starting roles is Jackson Harvey, who's a true freshman, and Jax Montgomery, who is now the new nickel corner with Mac DeJeanne graduating. This is a defense that gave up 48 points per game, over 470 yards of total offense per game, with 270 of those per game coming on the ground. There's new starters at right end, defensive tackle, linebacker, and cornerback, but a lot of familiar faces including Sylvia Widenar, Rakeem Hood, and Jeremiah Glover. Ross Bukowski and Bryson Williams are all back. Now it's Wadley into the open field as we get back to some gameplay, and he's finally breaking down after a 31-yard gain. Some different option looks at UTEP showing early on. They'll go outside to Wadley. Williams is there. He can't bring him down, but it is Jeremiah Glover who finally does. Now Goodwin will pitch it to Wadley. Great block on the outside, and it'll be the first touchdown on the season, and it'll go for UTEP as they now have a 7-0 lead. The biggest recruit in our offseason was Bo Weaver, who will be starting at right tackle, along with Cooper Price. All the skill position players do return, but keep an eye on Cooper Price and Cordell Hicks, who are both incoming first-year players who could definitely make a big impact. They'll both be in somewhat starting roles. Now Miller will try and escape outside, and he'll just take off. Good elusiveness there and showing off some nice athleticism as he's able to pick up 6 yards. Our offense scored 17.2 points per game and had less than 300 yards of total offense. That's probably one of the places I want to see the biggest improvement is the consistency of our offense on both sides of the field. Here's Jalen Page on the screen pass. He picks up a big block. He's inside of the 20. He's trying to outrun the defense, and he will. It'll be a 51-yard touchdown for the sophomore running back Jalen Page, who was our leading rusher last year. Actually, second leading rusher, 10 yards behind Pierce Libby, and I'm looking for a big sophomore season from him. Good play there by Shadow Hanson, who's back at a starter at left end. Goodwin will go to the air on 3rd down and 6. Looks to escape the pocket, and it's Hanson once again, this time for a sack. The shoestring tackle will end the minor drive. Now trips to the right, Cordell Hicks in the slot. Miller will try and scramble to his left. No one gets open in the line, breaks down immediately, and it'll be a sack and a loss of 3. 4 wide set with Cordell Hicks and Nate Went in the slot. They'll go Hicks's way. He is a 6'1 tight end. He's a good athlete with strong hands, and you'll see him play tight end and also play in the slot some this year as our number 4 receiver, trying to get that talent on the field, but J.R. Miller will miss on the pass, looking for Nate Went, and will be forced to punt the ball away. Good punt by Kenny Matson, pins them inside of the 15-yard line, but they'll get that back quickly as Quadrace Wadley picks up 17 yards. Now Goodwin will go to the air. He'll throw across the middle. He's got Don Jr., and the 5'6 receiver has it for 14 yards. Hoping for more disruption from our defense and more consistent negative plays forced by them, whether it be in the running game or the passing game. Shadow Hanson's had a couple, but outside of that, not very much so far in this first quarter. Here's a potential for one, and there we go. That's what we're looking for, as it is Xavier Warner on the tackle for loss. Final play of the first quarter, Goodwin will throw. He's got Don Jr., and it's Sylvia Widenar, the athletic left outside linebacker, who makes the tackle. We end the first quarter tied up at 7. Offense looked pretty good on both of their drives, and our defense only given up 7 points so far. There's Gilmore on a quick slant. You may see number 4 Briar Darby out there more in 3 safety sets that we'll be running this year. Now 3rd down and 8. Goodwin will throw outside, and he's got Trayshawn Wolf for a 12-yard reception, and that'll make it goal to go for UTEP. They'll run option to the right, and what a play! Stonewalling the quarterback at Sylvia Widenar, one of the strongest players on this team. I'm looking for a big sophomore season from him. Now it's Shadow Hansen who can't bring him down. Still going. What a run by Joshua Fields. He ran for 1,000 yards last year, but it looks like Wadley is going to be the feature back for them this year. Great couple of blocks on the edge as they just pancake a couple of defenders, and UTEP picks up their second touchdown of the day. We'll go 4 wide with Trenton Klemper in the backfield. He's now a senior, and we'll see what his role is this year, as it's a 4-yard catch for Cordell Hicks' second on the day. 3rd down and 5 now. Throw outside. He's got Hicks once again along that sideline, and it's an 8-yard reception. 3 catches, 34 yards. I expect Cordell Hicks to be a big factor in our offense this year. He needs to develop as a blocker to really take over as a true tight end, but as a receiving threat, he's very good. 2nd down and 8. Here's Jalen Page. He trucks a defender and is able to pick up 5 or 6 yards. Hopefully he can be a little more consistent this year. Pierce Libby was our best running back last year in terms of yards per carry. That's not what we want to see our offensive line doing him no favors, but the offense will stay on the field. They'll go twin tight end. Here's Jalen Page. Good cut back to the right side as he picks up 14 yards. Now we'll bring a man in motion. It's Deontay Knox. They'll give it to him, and he's able to pick up maybe 4 yards as we now have a number of receivers who are pretty good with the ball in their hands. Split backfield, Jalen Page right up the middle, and he's got a big hole and a big gain. He's down at the 6-yard line. A tight formation, didn't see this one last year, and we'll see what Jared Miller's able to do. Adjusting in the pocket, looking for someone to get open, no one will, and the pressure finally gets there as he will just throw it away. Trip to the right with Richie Campbell in the slot. Miller will go to the air, looking for someone to get open. He tries to find someone, ends up stepping up to run, and will be sacked for a loss of 6. Receivers not really separating so far today, as the new kicker, that is Devin West, he comes on and knocks it home. He replaces Malachi Peterson. Now Goodwin bumps into his own lineman. That'll go down as a sack for Shadow Hansen. It'll be his second on the day. 3rd down and 13-minute, 30 left in the second quarter, as there's Trayshawn Wolf beating Jax Montgomery on the outside for 18 yards. A bunch set from under center for Goodwin. He will lob it outside. He's got Wolf once again, as it was Jax Montgomery getting beaten coverage. He looked really good in our practice this offseason, but not really living up to the hype I had for him today. There's Devon Cooper for 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 2. 1 minute exactly left in this first half. Throw into the flats for Fields once again. There is Jackson Harvey, the new right outside linebacker, as Rakeem Hood beat out true freshman LaDorian McCray for the middle linebacker spot. Now a drop there. That's a big play, as it'll now be 3rd down and 10 from the wishbone. Goodwin will throw. He's got Wadley. He breaks one, breaks another, but is stopped just shy of that 1st down marker. And UTEP will come on and attempt the field goal attempt. With a chance to extend it to 7, it is good. And we will head into halftime down by 7. 17-10 so far. Not a bad first half from the Coyotes. Offensive line giving up a good bit of pressure, and receivers not really getting open, but we're still stringing together solid drives. And our defense only giving up 17 points. That's way below last year's season average, or at least on pace for it. So definite improvements that I've seen so far. Cordell Hicks, Cooper Price really hasn't made too much of an impact yet, but it's good to see some of these new players and new starters making an impact early on. On play action, the pressure will get there, and the pass falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10, looking to set up the screen pass. Here's Trenton Klemper. He picks up 5 yards, and that'll bring up 3rd down and more manageable. 4 wide set from the shotgun as Miller will throw to the air, and he's got Hicks. He trucks a defender, and he's able to pick up 11 yards and a 1st down to continue the drive. Now Miller will go to the air once again. Great throw across the middle of the field, right over top the linebacker, as there's an 18-yard reception for Cordell Hicks. Nate Went will come in motion. Give will just go to Klemper though, as he picks up another nice run, this time for 9 yards. It'll be Pierce Libby who checks in now on 3rd down and 1. He finds a hole. He goes straight up the middle and picks up 7 yards to move the chains once again. Play action with some motion as Miller will throw outside. He's got Tate Wagner. He breaks one and is down at the 1 yard line. It'll be goal to go from the inches line. Now here's Jalen Page. He is met in the backfield, will end up losing 3 yards. So 2nd down and goal, trying to tie the ball game up. Here's J.R. Miller. He's met and will fight his way into the end zone for the 3-yard touchdown as we have the game knotted back up at 17. Back to an option look for UTEP as this time they'll go to the air. Goodwin will just step up and run. And Pedro Martels, the defensive tackle, he was very disruptive last year. He knocks it out and Rakeem Hood recovers it. We'll get a second look at this. Goodwin tries to take off and Martels in the pursuit doesn't give up on the play and forces the ball out as Rakeem Hood recovers it. Now back on offense with a chance to take the lead. There's Cooper Price. He catches the screen pass for 5 yards. As that's his first catch of the day. Now 3rd down and 4. We'll look to go to the air. Into the end zone. It's caught. It's a touchdown for Richie Campbell. The senior wide receiver looks to have a bigger role this year as he catches the 27-yard touchdown. Now 1st down and 10 under center. It's a twin tight end look straight up the middle as it takes the safeties to bring him down. He gets to the 2nd level very quickly. Now 3 wide for Goodwin. He'll go to the air, escape to the outside, nowhere to go. It is a Hansen and Sylvia Widenar as Widenar gets the credit on the sack. 3rd down and 15, throw outside for Devon Cooper. He picks up 5, but it's not enough as he steps out of bounds. 4 wide set will go back to the air, quick throw. There's Delvonte Bell as I expect to see maybe 6 or 7 different receivers play consistently this year. Now it's J.R. Miller on the option. He'll pitch it outside to Nate Wendt. He tries to make a little move, picks up the 1st down though nonetheless. Now LaDorian Bolden, the new fullback, into the game as we'll go play action. Throw it outside. It's a lob and it takes a while to get there, but Nate Wendt catches it. A beautiful throw from J.R. Miller. He's been on point on some of these throws today. Now a late pitch. He's got Nate Wendt on the option. He's into the open field, inside of the 20, inside of the 15, and down to the 12, a 35-yard gain on the triple option. Now a twin tight end look. Should see more of those this year, as there's Cooper Price with another catch, this time for 9 yards. Trenton Klemper comes in, and great initial penetration as we will lose 3 yards on the run. We'll head into the 4th quarter. It is 24-17 as we look to snap the 11-game losing streak. 3rd down and 4. No one open, and the pressure gets there. Miller's forced to make the throw. Probably should have just taken the sack. Instead, it's an interception, and UTEP will get the ball back with a chance to tie this game. We had a chance to make it a 2-score game. Instead, let's see if our defense can make some more plays. It's a loss of 2 and a negative play there, forced by Sylvia Widenar and a number of other Coyotes. Now setting up the screen pass. No time to get it away. It is Sylvia Widenar with his 2nd sack and 3rd tackle for loss. It's going to be 3rd down and 22. They're throwing it deep outside, and Gilmore has it, and it's enough for the 1st down. That's a huge play and a huge misstep by our defense. Now Goodwin will look to step up, trying to run, and he is laid out by Jax Montgomery, who makes the tackle and the sack. Another 3rd down, another opportunity for our defense. Here's the throw, and it's caught once again. It's another long 3rd down conversion, this time a 17-yard reception. Quick screen outside looking for Don. He breaks one and is brought down by Bryson Williams, as that may have been a touchdown-saving tackle. In the shotgun on 2nd down and inches, Pedro Martels just tackles the center, so it'll be offsides and a free 1st down for UTEP. There's a 4-yard gain, and we have another 3rd down and another opportunity for our defense as they bring the heavy set in. Gilmore will run outside, cut it back inside, and he's going to go untouched into the end zone. A 15-yard touchdown run. A slow, weird developing play, but it does result in UTEP tying the game back up at 24. 4:30 left. We have a chance to take the lead back and run some clock, as it'll be a loss of 1 on the option there. Now 5 wide set, throw outside. It's Cooper Price along the sideline. He gets shoved out of bounds, but it's a 14-yard gain. Now Jalen Page will check in under 4 minutes left, and he will lose 3 yards as it's more penetration by this UTEP defensive line. Our interior of our defensive line is still struggling. Even more struggles. It's just our offensive linemen are getting bullied right now. It'll be 3rd down and 16. We need a big conversion here. Throw outside. It's caught. It's Cooper Price for 30 yards. J.R. Miller goes over 250 on the day. The 4th catch for Cooper Price will continue the drive and keeps our hopes alive of taking the lead on this drive. But nowhere to go there for Pierce Libby as he doesn't gain anything. 3rd down and 8. Throw down the seam. What a catch. It's spinning. It's Cordell Hicks for 29 yards, and it's inside of the 10-yard line. 1st down and goal. We're going to run some clock. A field goal will win it here, as it'll be a loss of 2, more penetration and more poor play by our offensive line. Now under a minute left, 2nd down and goal. Here's Libby. He spins forward and picks up a yard. So it'll be 3rd down and goal. 10 seconds left. We have a chance for a field goal if this play doesn't work, but it does. It's a 5-yard touchdown for Pierce Libby. His 1st touchdown on the season on his 7th carry of the day. He was struggling all day, only 3 yards per carry, but he gives us the lead. After the kickoff return, there's 2 seconds left. It's one opportunity for UTEP. They're going to throw it downfield. Not enough arm strength to get it to the end zone, and not enough for UTEP as South Dakota snaps the 11-game losing streak and wins another game in the Dakota Dome and starts off Season 2 the way they started off Season 1, 1-0 with a comeback victory in the Dakota Dome in very exciting fashion with a minute left touchdown, and that was a fun game. Hopefully we can see more success like this and not have another 11-game losing streak, but it's fun to actually win another game after those 11 straight losses. UTEP was a game I thought was winnable, and this team just kept fighting, made big plays in the passing games all day. Sylvia Widenar, Shadow Hansen were making plays, and just the downfield passing attack maybe looked as good as it's been outside of maybe the Kansas State game last year. And the run game made the plays when they really needed to, and that's the big deal that we were really looking for them. So it's 282 for J.R. Miller, 31 yards leads us with Jalen Page, 22 for J.R. Miller, and 21 for Pierce Libby. Cordell Hicks leads us in receptions and yards with 6 for 92. Cooper Price with 4 for 58. So our 2 biggest receivers really today were 2 new faces that were in this first recruiting class. And then to me, breakout days for Sylvia Widenar and Shadow Hansen. 3 tackles for loss and 2 sacks for each of them. They're both sophomores, so they still have a ton of chances for improvement as well. 133 yards on the ground. Our defense gave up less than 300 yards, which is great to see. Our offense looked good. J.R. Miller played very well outside of that one interception where he just wanted to get rid of the ball. No one was open and the pressure was getting there. But we look forward now. We'll be on the road for another Power 5 game as we'll be taking on the Kansas Jayhawks in Lawrence. This will be an interesting game, and it'll be interesting to see how this team this year compares to how last year's team fared against Power 5 opponents. But you can see Sylvia Widenar is the National Player of the Week, which is great to see. Puka Williams stars for Kansas. They have a new starting quarterback and a number of talented skill position players. So it's definitely not going to be an easy game, and we'll have to see how the Coyotes are able to play. Like I said, Puka Williams is the engine of this offense. He was hurt last year, so only 576 yards. But I hope you did enjoy today's episode. Fun to get back and start Season 2. It was a very exciting game. If you did enjoy, leave a like down below. Leave a comment on which players today impressed you the most, and which of the players do you think that didn't have a great game maybe will bounce back in the upcoming weeks. Like I said, I hope you did enjoy. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time in Lawrence, Kansas.